Our nonfiction book this week is called About Hummingbirds, a guide for children. It's by Catherine Sill and illustrated by John Sill. They have the same last name. I think hummingbirds are so much fun to watch. I don't see them all the time, but when I do, I always stop to watch them because I think they're so fun. They're so little and they move so fast. Let's see what we can learn about hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are small birds that get food from flowers. This is a ruby-throated hummingbird. They have sharp, narrow bills and long tongues that help them reach into blossoms for nectar. So this is showing us lots of different kind of hummingbirds. It's telling us over here that A is a violet-crowned hummingbird. B is a purple-backed thornbird. That C is a berry-lined hummingbird. D is a sword-billed hummingbird. That's a good name because that looks like a sword, doesn't it? And E is a buff-tailed sicklebill. Buff-tailed sicklebill. That's kind of hard to say. Lots of different kinds. Hummingbirds also hunt and eat small insects and spiders. They often fight over food. If you've ever had a hummingbird feed close to your house, you know that. They say that they're territorial, which means they like to be the only one in the area, sort of like some other wild animals are the same. And so if there's another bird at the feeder, they kind of fight them off because they want to be the only one there. They're not good at sharing. Hummingbirds are the only birds that fly forward, backwards, sideways, and even upside down. Wow, I've never seen one fly upside down. That is crazy. They can go in every direction. They can easily hover in one place, so they just stay. I bet you've seen them do that before. Most hummingbirds cannot walk. Their feet are used for perching. That's pretty interesting that hummingbirds aren't able to walk. They have to fly everywhere. But since they can go every direction, I guess that's not a problem, right? They can go backwards, sideways. All hummingbirds are small. Many are tiny. So this one is showing us a giant hummingbird and a bee hummingbird. Wow. That one, compared to the flower, looks like it's really tiny. That would be interesting to do some more research. Do you think it's really the size of a bee? Wow, that would be. I might even see one and not know I saw it. It's so small. Most male hummingbirds have bright, shiny feathers that seem to change colors in different lights. I bet you've noticed that they sort of like glimmer, and they kind of their feathers kind of shift. The males having bright feathers reminds me of the book we read about peacocks, how they were brighter colors for the males. Female hummingbirds usually have duller colored feathers. This helps them hide as they sit on nests. And this is a blue-throated hummingbird. Look at it in its little nest. Mother hummingbirds build nests from materials such as twigs, leaves, down from plants, moss, lichen, and spider webs. It's a little nest, isn't it? Each lays 2 small white eggs and raises the chicks with no help from the father. So just the mothers take care of them. Once there was a nest that fell out of a bush that was by our house. It was so tiny. I mean, it was really, really, really little. And the eggs inside of it were little bitty things. It was sad it fell. It was very cool to see. Larger animals sometimes hunt for hummingbird nests and eat the eggs or chicks. There's a blue jay, and they like to attack other birds. Look, this mother is kind of fighting it off because there's the babies down in the nest. She's saying, go away. Adult hummingbirds are usually fast enough to escape from predators. Looks like there's a snake coming up that plant. Do you see the yellow snake? But hummingbirds are quick, so she could just fly away, even though a snake is pretty fast too. He can't fly. Hummingbirds live in different habitats. Look, here's one in the desert, one in the mountains, one near water like a lake or a swamp, and there's one in a tree. We can't really tell what else is in the background. That looks like vines, so maybe it's in the rainforest. Some hummingbirds live in one area all year long. That is called a great sapphire wing. Wow, that's a colorful hummingbird, isn't it? Others migrate long distances as the seasons change. So if they live somewhere that gets cold in the winter, it would make sense they would need to leave because they don't have much body fat or much to them and they would freeze, right? So they have to go somewhere where it's warmer, Mexico or somewhere south. It's important to protect hummingbirds in the places that they live. This is a black-breasted puffleg. Oh, look, its little legs look puffy. They have feathers around their legs. Puffleg is a good name for it. And then this tells us a little more information. This is called the Afterword. Let's read a few of these. It says there are more than 325 species of hummingbirds in the world. They're only found in the Americas. Most hummingbirds live in the tropics. And ruby-throated hummingbirds, which is what a lot of them that we have around here are, they spend winter in Mexico, Central America, and on the Caribbean islands. They migrate across the Gulf of Mexico to North America in the spring. Ruby-throats are the only hummingbirds that nest in eastern North America. Let's find another one here. Let's read this one. Do you see them kind of, looks like they're fighting? It says hummingbirds need to eat large amounts because they burn so much energy. Most of them defend their food sources by chasing other birds away. Two hummingbirds sometimes lock their bills as they fight in the air. This can cause them to fall to the ground. Velvet purple cornets live in wet, mossy forests and forest borders on the western slope of the Andes Mountains in southwestern Colombia and northwestern Ecuador. So I think that's what that picture is of that type of hummingbird. Some hummingbirds beat their wings as fast as 80 times a second. Whoa! If you did it 80 times a minute, that would be more than one beat every second. 80 times a second, you wouldn't even be able to see it. It would be so fast. They are able to hold their wings in many different positions. Unlike other birds, hummingbirds cannot fold their wings. The ability to flap their stiff wings up and down rapidly makes hummingbirds powerful flyers. Broad-billed hummingbirds are native to southwestern United States and central and southwestern Mexico. So that's what it's showing by that feeder there. So, very cool. Makes me want to read a little bit more about hummingbirds. I hope you enjoyed the hummingbird book. This one is at the library when we get back to school if you'd like to check it out. I will see you later. Happy reading!